Hey, happy birthday to me. I just got back. I was out playing pickleball with my friends. It's actually kind of fun. I can show you. Yeah, I mean it's something that I guess it's been getting a lot more popular lately, especially with I mean it's popular a lot with like much older people because it's like it's a lot. It doesn't require as much it doesn't really require as much movement like a running as much as tennis, so it's really good for people also to prevent joint pain. It's really fun. It's kind of like ping pong. It's in between ping pong and tennis, but it uses a wiffle ball, you know. Yeah, so that was something I did today. It was pretty fun. It got me out. It was actually really a challenge sometimes for me to actually go out and do things. As you know, like I said, these this past couple of years have been really difficult for me to actually feel like a person. Um, it's really hard for me to pay attention to more than one thing at a time, and that's why this has been the most difficult thing I've ever had to do. Because me personally, I have a huge struggle with focusing on multiple things in my life, which is why it's been so difficult. Because it's like I can't just be a a surgery, like a patient, like a medical patient. Like that's not life. That's just something that's like just a necessity. Like going through all this stuff is just has to happen. But so going out and like playing pickleball, spending time with my friends and also friends that I haven't spent so much time with, but people that I would like to it's just be more social. It's like I've always considered them to be like friends of a friend, and it's like it'd be nice to like kind of connect on a obviously not everybody's going to be a close friend, but it's nice to be able to interact with people and be more social. It's really nice. So that was really good. And in a non-video game context, because it's like most of the time all my friends and their friends, like we've traditionally only met like for like game nights to like play board games or to play video games. And it's like this is like it's good to be able to go outside and like do something that's physical, like a game that's like a physical game, like a sport, like playing pickleball. It was really fun, and I want to try to go out more even without them. And apparently they will go out like a lot of the mornings. So it like maybe I can meet up with them, but I'd like to go on my own, because it's one thing if like a friend picks me up and we go somewhere. But if I actually get myself on my own to go out and do something without being prompted, without somebody picking me up, without and also just even without like having the understanding of meeting someone there, like actually being independent, that's something that I haven't really done in my life. I've done it. I mean, I guess I've been doing that on my own. I mean, I guess you could say that's like as far as like my live stream, like it's like nobody's I'm not prompted to do this. Like I kind of just show up because it's my stream. It's like it's not, but like that's like a smaller step. That's not really like that. That's a step towards like that's not the destination. Like the destination is like I would like to be very strong and independent, being able to go out and take care of my professional goals, social goals, like my personal development. It's like I like going out and doing things. I really like being active. It's just really difficult for me to get started. So that's the real challenge. It's like once I'm out there, I'm actually really engaged. I'm really like active. I'm really involved. I live in the moment and all that. I really enjoy being around people. It is kind of draining sometimes. Um, but I really enjoy it. And then, obviously everything, all good things come to an end. So eventually, I'm not in a rush to like end a social gathering or end working together with people or on something, or being around people socially, because you don't know when the next chance you'll get. You don't it's like, as I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate time together with people more. I've learned how to like not be in a rush to get home just to play video games. Like as I've gotten older, that's become less of a priority to me. That's become more of a coping mechanism for when you don't have opportunities. And I feel like as time goes on, especially after this surgery, I'm going to have a lot, after the recovery, I'm going to have a lot more opportunities to not just have consolation prizes. Like obviously playing video games is nice. But I would rather be social. I would rather, and also I'd rather work. I'd rather work with people and accomplish something. And that may or may not involve video games someday. Like I don't even know if streaming is going to take off anytime, at all. But at least with my career, it's like I really want to be able to show up and do auditions and stuff like that, and film. And, in order to do that, I have to leave the house. I have to actually like organize things and schedule things and know where I have to be and know what's expected of me and stuff like that. And these are things that I can do. I know I can do them. I have proof of concept. I already know I can do these things. Like I already know that especially like when I was in college, like we would have like big events where it's like, we would go to conventions, for example, and like, it's very important that like, in a music performance, and like, even in obviously even in an academic setting, where it was like a jazz forum or like, any kind of thing like that. Or if it was like a music conference, you have to show up, and you can't be late, and there's like responsibilities. Like, yeah, these things you could say that you would rather not have them, but when they're gone, when you have no structure in your life, you really start to like crave for that. At least I have. Oh God, my hair is like absolutely like not doing what I want it to be doing. Oh God, now it hurts. Oh God. Yeah, I need to brush my hair. Mm. Yeah, I think eventually I can get to that point in my life, and now that I'm 36 years old today, it's like I'm just getting started. I know it's so easy to feel like you're getting older, especially as you get closer to 40, but it's just a number. I don't feel old. I feel young. Like I still feel like I have a lot of stuff left to do in this world. I feel like I'm only just getting started. And in a lot of ways I am. I've only really just scratched the surface. All this time I've been here on this planet, 36 years. It's not a whole lot of time. It feels like it. But imagine like I could live another 36 years. I could easily live another 37 years if I maintain my health the way I am right now, especially with the way medicine is going. Medicine is going in a direction where it's a lot more likely that I'm going to live at least another 36 years. You know, if I as long as I don't let myself go, I'm not going to. I've gotten so much momentum. These past 4 years have been a huge life changer. You know, especially this last stretch where, you know, now it's like I'm very active. Like I at least go for a walk like 5 or 6 days a week for like an hour. And you know, now I'm trying to get into more group activities, like playing pickleball. And you know, pickleball is actually like nice because it's like it's not like as intense as something like tennis, which and now it's making me want to get back into tennis. I really love tennis. My favorite sports are tennis and swimming. I really like swimming. I'm probably not going to be able to go swimming. I haven't been able to for a while. It's kind of expensive to go to practice swimming. Like you need access to a swimming pool. I'm probably not going to be able to get into swimming again for some time after surgery. I know that there's a minimum time, like probably like 4 months or something like that. But at the same time, like I need to make sure I can take care of hygiene regularly before I do something like that, because I don't really know how to handle something like hygiene. I don't really feel safe. I'll talk to the doctor about that, but you know, it's like there's things to consider. You know, I'm gonna have a different I'm gonna have a new hole in my body. Okay, like. It's kind of exciting, but like it's also like there's, you know, hygiene issues to consider that I've never had to consider before, and I should be fine. But like as far as swimming goes, I'm gonna feel a lot more comfortable swimming. I mean, I'm not gonna have something bulging. I mean, uh, you know, it's like I'm gonna be able to feel a lot more comfortable. You know, it's like I've never, you know, I'll be able to like just kind of not have an issue, like just go swimming and not have something bulging out. Like that's a big deal. And just being able to just go about my business without causing some kind of problem. Obviously, if somebody chooses to cause a problem because they're like, you don't look like a woman, it's like, even though I do, it's like absolutely, and the person who would be saying that probably looks less like a woman than I do. Usually the type of women who are like that, I mean, I don't like to judge, but I would say I'm more passing than they are most of the time. Like it's just ridiculous, this whole idea of passing like a woman. Like that only hurts other women. Like not just trans women, like that hurts other women. Because it's like, well, what if like that basically says that you're only a woman if you look a certain way. Like if you look like this certain attractiveness that is like, oh, that's clearly a woman. Well, what about women who are more masculine? Like what the hell? Like some women are bigger too. And some women have like, you know, bigger bone structures. And like plenty of women have been like accused, especially in sports, have been accused of being trans when they're not. It's like ridiculous. It only hurts other women. It's like, I don't know. It's like the irony. They want to protect women and they're only harming more women. They're just making more women feel ashamed of their bodies and hate their own bodies. It's like that's what we're trying to get away from, right? It's what we're trying to get away from. That's like what the feminism movement is about. It's taking away these arbitrary, like, sexualized ideas of like this, like, oh, you're only a woman if you're like sexy, or you're only a woman if you look a certain way, or whatever. And it's like that's ridiculous. And it's like it's obviously, yeah, like you know, it is kind of a tough world out there. But you know, it is what it is. And honestly, I think I've never really had a problem. Personally, I think the problems I have are internal. Like for the most part, I don't really have an issue out in public. I don't even get misgendered. Like most of the time people are, you know, the only time I've been misgendered are people who knew me before, who sometimes accidentally use the wrong pronouns, or they start to use, but that's happening less and less as time goes on. Like it just gets easier. Strangers will call me ma'am. It's like they've never met me before. They don't know me. They probably don't even know I'm trans. Like, it's like it's just gonna get easier as time goes on. And it's like this, I need to stop feeling like, because this is a really toxic belief, is that this isn't a performance. Like, this isn't like, oh, I have to look a certain way or I won't be considered female. It's like, no, I am female. Like, I don't have to look a certain way. It makes things easier. Like, for sure. Like, it definitely makes things easier when I look a certain way in public and people are just more likely to gender me as female. That makes things a lot easier. And especially after this surgery, like, even if people were to see my genitals, then it's like, it's less likely for them to misgender me. And, obviously if if I was going to have any sexual partners, it's very important to me that I would, before anything happens, that I would communicate that, yeah, like, hey, I'm post-op. Like, I think that might actually be the easiest way to say it. I don't have to even say I'm trans, because that's pretty implied. Like at that point I'm saying, like, hey, like, if things look like something might be happening with a partner, like male or female partners, like if something looks like anything's gonna lead to something, in the bedroom, with sex involved and genitals, I'd be like, hey, like, or even without that, like, even if somebody's just, interested in me, I'd have to say, like, hey, like, by the way, like, I just want you to know, even though I think it is kind of toxic that I have to feel like this, that I have to share that. I feel like it's kind of a messed up situation where it's like, in order to be with somebody, I have to, like, disclose that I'm trans. That's kind of weird. But if I don't, I put myself at risk. And I also, like, a lot of people, I think it's kind of a bitch thing to do. But but I mean, that's my opinion. But they feel like they're taken advantage of, or they feel like they're, like, like I misled them or something. It's like, well, any woman you meet is going to be, like, like a different person. So it's like, some women are trans, and it's like, I just feel like some people, and thanks to the follow, Violet Grace, some people, it's like, I obviously just, I feel safer if I was going to be with somebody, if like they were interested in me, I'd be like, hey, talk to them for a while. And if it seemed like it was going somewhere, I'd probably say, like, before we do anything further, like, I just want you to know, like, I'm post-op. And, like, because they might actually be expecting a penis. That's also the thing. And also, some people are going to feel hurt if I have if like I don't have, like, a natal vagina. I don't know why, but some people are, like, really weird about that. They think that it's somehow, like, different. And I mean, obviously I can't get pregnant. But for all intents and purposes, it's exactly the same as anybody else's vagina. But, everyone has a different one, different shape and size of the vulva and all that and stuff like that. Everybody's different. But it is kind of frustrating where it's like, for the rest of my life, I have to feel, yeah, well, welcome. No, you're welcome. It's good. Today's my birthday. And I went, I just got back from playing some pickleball. I was playing with some friends. It's the first time going out. It was pretty fun. And I'm just kind of talking about stuff because we're approaching my surgery. And at some point, hopefully it'll be, like, easier to just not always be talking about this. It's... I had to do this so give you some kind of activity on the stream. It's like, hey, look, I'm pickleball. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, thank you. I don't know how many times I'm going to do that today on stream. like a tick tick tick. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm approaching in about 2 months. You know, today's my birthday. Today I'm 36 years old. I don't feel old. Okay, I feel really young. Um, I'm healthier than I've ever been in my entire life. And I'm going to be having a life-changing and life-saving surgery. But like I said, you know, it is frustrating that I basically have to be made to feel as if I'm kind of like a sex offender just for having for being trans. Like, you basically, it feels like anytime you have a sexual partner that you have to disclose the fact that you're trans, or they will feel like offended, like they'll feel like you took advantage of them or that you lied to them. They'll feel like people are so fucking like weird. But for my own safety, I have to disclose that. And I would have to disclose that now too, because if somebody was attracted to me and it looked like it was going somewhere, I don't want them to find out that I'm trans when I'm alone in a room with them, where I don't know if that person is going to be violent. It's happened to trans women before. Because people are sometimes just really shitty people and they feel very selfish, to be honest. It's extremely selfish and self-centered to think that I have any kind of like that because you didn't expect my body to be a certain way. Like, because my body is not what you expected, that somehow it's my fault. You can always like say no. But, you know, but some people feel weird. They're like, oh, I was attracted to a woman and she had a penis. And it's like, oh, that's a dude. And then it's like, oh, like what? And it's like, if you know, when I have my vagina, if somebody like would find out that I used to have a penis, they're like, oh, that's a dude. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, that's just weird. Like, why are you thinking like that? It's so weird. And it's like, they're so attached to this idea of being straight that anything that even remotely resembles a male body part, or a woman who, even a cisgender woman who is slightly more masculine in some way, like maybe she has bigger hands or like broader shoulders, they'll feel like, oh, that, you know, like I can't be with her, like she's too manly. It's like that sounds like a you problem, you know? But it's like, because these people can sometimes be violent, it becomes my problem. And I have to somehow hold these people's hands. And it also puts me in a situation where I basically, for the rest of my life, if I want to have a sexual partner, I have to disclose the fact that I'm trans. And I can't have this experience of just being a woman. I have to always be a trans woman. And I don't know, maybe that'll change eventually, but it's hard to see it now. Maybe it'll change later. No, thank you. But is this like a meme on Kick? I don't actually know if these people are actually serious when they do this. Like, because it seems like people. Like, it doesn't seem like bots. Because I mean, maybe sometimes. Or maybe, I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Like, it just feels like it's a meme on Kick. Like, every single time, man. I mean, it used to be on Twitch, and now I guess it's on Kick, where there used to always be people coming in advertising that they do artwork for streamers. Like, come on, bro, come on. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel a little bit less. Sometimes I feel a little bit too masculine, and it bothers me. And I'm not the only woman who feels like that, so it's not like it's because I'm trans. Like, it's like every woman feels like that. And of course I'm going to feel like that because I have a lot of preconceived ideas about myself because of the way my body used to be and because of how I was raised. Remembrance of Earth's Past, the Three Body Problem trilogy. It's kind of impressive you got an AC repairman to read something. That isn't some cultist book, is it? It's not some cult. The science fiction novel series by Liu Cixin. Three body, from part of the title of its first, the three body problem. Oh, it's like hard science fiction. Why would people search, is Remembrance of Earth's Past worth reading? If you don't think that it's worth reading a novel, then you probably just shouldn't be reading the novel. Like, why would you have to ask somebody for, like, oh, is it worth reading this? It's like you're getting somebody's opinion. Like, you know, it's, I don't know. It's like, it's one thing if it's like somebody who reads similar books to you. Well, the way you get to the 10th dimension is you like and subscribe my channel. The three body problem. It sounds really intense. A fictional past, present, and future wherein Earth encounters an alien civilization from a nearby system of three sun-like stars orbiting one another. It's an example of the three body problem in orbital mechanics. In physics and classical mechanics, the three-body problem is the problem of taking the initial positions and velocities of 3-point masses and solving for their subsequent motion according to Newton's law of motion and Newton's law of universal gravitation. The three-body problem is a special case of the n-body problem. Unlike two-body problems, no general closed-form solution exists, as the resulting dynamical system is chaotic for most initial conditions and numerical methods are generally required. So it's like when you have three orbiting bodies, and like how are they going to orbit when there's three different bodies? It's one thing when there's two bodies. But if there's like I guess if you have like a binary star system or something. Yeah, three things cannot stay constant. There's probably some political things going on there because you have three different things going on or whatever. But yeah, basically the orbit's always going to be completely changing, and eventually it's very unlikely for a planet to develop life, I would guess, in a situation where the orbit, the planet is going to not consistently be heated by the sun, by its star. Like it's not really going to be able, and it might even leave orbit. Like I could see how like it's very difficult to it would be very probably impossible for life to develop on such a planet that is in a three-body orbit. Yeah, I mean, I might read it one day, but you know, I really like sci-fi. Right now, I'm into fantasy, so I'm reading Tolkien. Like I'm reading like Tolkien, like the histories. And I'm rereading Lord of the Rings. But I actually want to reread. I want to read through all the histories, the 12-part histories. And I kind of got back into Lord of the Rings a little bit after reading the first part of Lost Tales. And it kind of like after reading Lost Tales, I've read the Silmarillion before, but after reading Lost Tales, it like makes a lot more sense. Like I know the references to like the poetry and stuff like that, like where things came from. Like it's very interesting. Yeah, the Silmarillion is like basically, I feel like the Silmarillion was kind of a last minute effort to basically publish all of Tolkien's earlier writing. And then his posthumously, you know, all the stuff that was published posthumously in the histories with commentary by Christopher Tolkien. All the stuff that was published posthumously is actually the building blocks for what was, in my opinion, I think the Silmarillion was just like last minute hastily put together. Like, I mean, contextually, like, obviously, like, it took a number of years and effort, but like comparatively, yeah, the first age is definitely insane. But like, it's a lot more in depth when you go through the histories, because it's all of his early drafts and his son. I guess it's his son. Is Christopher Tolkien his son? Like I've just been assuming it's his son. The son of author and academic J.R.R. Tolkien, Christopher. Okay, so it was his son. But yeah, it's insane. Everything, and it's like the more you read the early histories, like the more you read the early mythology, like the more that it's like, obviously the third age, especially at the time of the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, it's all basically just like zipping by, and you get like little teeny tip of the icebergs from the mythology's history. Like, it's absolutely insane. It's just like there's so much stuff going on. It's kind of hard to read. It is like his earlier versions of the mythology, and it's kind of interesting seeing the changes. Like, as a writer myself, it's really interesting seeing like the development of a mythology, and also the development of a story. And I don't know if they're the best books ever written, but they're probably the most influential books for fantasy, because everything that is modern fantasy is based on Tolkien's work. He created a mythology that did not really exist before. There was other mythologies. There was like Norse mythology, and there was like other, like, I guess, like Macedonian and like Babylonian and all this kind of stuff. There was no real like Western European mythology. And like, that's what he set out to do. And it was really kind of amazing, because then we have Dungeons and Dragons. Then we have basically every single modern fantasy we have stems from Lord of the Rings. World of Warcraft would not exist if it were not for Tolkien. So it's I mean, maybe something like it would have happened eventually, but Sumerian mythology. I don't even know much about most mythologies. It's a very fascinating topic. Greek mythology, 100%. But like something uniquely like Western European, like English. Like there was like Beowulf and like Old English stuff, but that was basically like a different world. I actually have not read a lot, which is, I mean, I've read several series. I've read several books, many books actually, but not like, as a writer, I need to read more. Okay? Like, it's actually, like, insane how little I've read. Like, that's why I have such a hard time writing, is because I have not read the volume of what I need to be reading. And that's kind of what I'm attempting. I mean, I've read all of Wheel of Time. I've read all of the Song of Ice and Fire. I've read Lord of the Rings, and I'm rereading it. I've read a bunch of random sci-fi. I've read the Ender's Game series. I've read the Ender's Shadow series. I've read I like the Speaker for the Dead series. I've read a lot of Orson Scott Card. I've read Harry Potter, and it's like, with Orson Scott Card, it's a little bit of a different situation. Ew, like some bug. It's an ant. Ugh, and they smell bad. With Orson Scott Card, it's a little bit easier to separate the work from the author as far as his personal opinions goes, because he does not like trans people. It's kind of frustrating, because reading his work, it doesn't make sense why he would have these beliefs. His work is very open-minded. you know, especially with Jane. I don't want to spoil anything, but like, especially with Jane, like from Speaker for the Dead, which I feel like she's the real main character. But like especially like with that, like what, and also with the stuff that happened, like, I mean, with the Ender Shadow series, you kind of explained the like the kind of conflict with like his religious beliefs, because he had like a Catholic, like a nun character, that was like inserted into the story, that was a pivotal character, with Bean. You know, and I don't want to get too much into it to spoil it, but like that whole thing, that the whole like kind of like friction that happens, like, how could someone who holds these extremely limiting beliefs write something like that? I don't understand. Oh yeah, Warhammer 40k, that's a whole different world of lore. Like, holy shit. Yeah, I'm definitely not at that. I'm right now, I'm in I'm in Warcraft mode right now, but I'm also, outside of that, I'm not really diving too much into the Warcraft lore at the moment. I have all the novels lined up. But right now I'm into Tolkien, because that's where everything started. Like, he took all the different kind of random mythologies and he kind of pulled them and put them into what we now know as modern fantasy, with elves and dwarves and like orcs and all that kind of shit. Like, that is great, and I want to read how he developed all that. And seeing these early drafts that were hastily written in pencil and then erased and then inked over, erased, hastily written pencil. You see that sentence so many freaking times by his son. It's almost like he's like criticizing his handwriting, about how difficult it must have been to actually transcribe his dad's hastily written handwriting. Like, it's almost like it's coming through the page. I can see and hear the frustration, just even though it doesn't really seem like it just, I can feel the frustration, even though there's really no indication that there is any kind of frustration. But the way it's like constantly repeated. This section was written in ink over erased hastily and written pencil. It's like, come on, bro. Like, that must have been so difficult to go through such, like, and I've seen some of the photos, the scans, like some of the photos of the drafts. Holy shit, that guy had such illegible handwriting. Like, holy shit. That must have been difficult. And like, for real, like, yeah, there's a lot of unknowns. And also, to know how Lord of the Rings succeeded, and why Silmarillion, and especially the histories, were only really useful for people who've already read Lord of the Rings. It's more supplementary material, and why he couldn't really publish those stories is because it's like reading like a Bible or like a mythology. It's not as compelling. Whereas, in order to notice the elements that are required for something to be a compelling story, it's not necessarily about, you know, throwing a whole bunch of mythology at you. It's actually about less. It's more about having a narrative that is like floating on top. And by comparing these two things, by reading through these books, and then by comparing it to the actual successful series, which was The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, they were actually the ones that were successful, and, you know, the ones that actually sold copies. The reason they sold, like, there was clearly a reason. It wasn't accident. There's clearly a reason why those were more compelling. And when I say sold, it doesn't always mean that like somebody gave money for it. Like, you could read it, like, the idea of selling a novel is that if somebody is going to devote enough time to read it from cover to cover, you know that it's a good work of fiction or nonfiction, for that example. For that matter. I don't think Rings of Power is trash. I think it's a different imagining of the world. And I will definitely watch it. I'm invested, and I get pretty invested in TV series. Just like how Wheel of Time, it fundamentally cannot transfer to the video format. It just can't. And anybody who complains about Wheel of Time because it's different, they're so like close-minded onto why. I mean, it should be obvious if you've read Wheel of Time that it's impossible to make that to make a one-to-one version of that. It's absolutely impossible. Like, you cannot make Wheel of Time in the way that it's written. You have to reimagine it. And the history of Tolkien's world, I don't know if they're particularly doing a great job at it. I really like the story. I really like following Galadriel and seeing, like, you know, from her basically, like, it's imagining an earlier world of Middle Earth. And it's kind of reinventing a lot of the history, kinda. I actually kind of think that they have like a huge task to do with that. And I don't know if I actually don't really know if if they could have done a better job. I don't know if it was possible to do a better job. Yeah, the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones, that's because, you know, the author didn't even finish the story. Like, he just gave them a bunch of notes, and then they had to just roll with it. And like, he still hasn't published Winds of Winter. They are massive. But here's the thing, is even the Game of Thrones books, you can't tell the story the same way the novels told them. Because it's a novel, it's a different medium. Especially with Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time fundamentally cannot be expressed in a storyline that is video narrative. Like, it just can't. It cannot be represented visually. The comic books, I guess, were kind of an attempt, but even then, it's still like a reading format. Like, you have to read Wheel of Time. If you want to reimagine it, like, you have to reimagine it from the ground up, which is what they've done, and I think they've done a terrific job. And if you've read Wheel of Time, it actually works in canon. And I mean, maybe some people would disagree, but all I'm going to say is there's different iterations of the wheel, right? And so, like, it actually works in canon, that it's different fundamentally. Like, there's fundamental differences in Wheel of Time and how everything develops, but I feel like they do a much better job in the time constraint that a video format requires, especially since you can't go on for 14 or 15 fucking seasons. There's no way. They have to get people interested from episode 1. Okay? And you can't do that if they did what Robert Jordan did. Like, you cannot. Because people... The only reason people finished it was because by the time you get to the slog on book 6, you've already been so invested that you just refuse to stop reading. And it is compelling, but it's only compelling because you've invested so much time into it. And it's compelling because, like, you understand things that somebody just jumping in would not understand. So it's compelling and interesting because you trained yourself to be able to read the rest of it. That's kind of how Wheel of Time works. That's how you get through the slog, is because it's not a chore if you are invested enough to want to get to the end of it. Like, yeah, I mean, it is like kind of difficult, but if you really think about it, all that building up in political stuff in book like 6 through 10, like all that building up stuff and all that slow, like, kind of maneuvering stuff, it has to happen. Like, that is the story. It's the little incremental things that happen. The little teeny, like, actions and, like, the reasons why people do the things. That's what makes Wheel of Time Wheel of Time. And if you take that out, you lose what Wheel of Time is. And so in order to convey that in a medium that is not a novel, you have to be able to tell the story differently in order to get the same effect. And I think they're doing a terrific job. And I know a lot of people, like, you know, might criticize it because they're saying, oh, it's so different from the book, it diverges from the books. You would not want to watch it if it was the same as the books. You would just read the fucking books. Like, don't do a disservice to Robert Jordan's work by trying to, like, butcher what he did, which only works in a written format. It's fundamentally, like, I would say, like, out of every book series I've read, Wheel of Time is the most bookish book. Like, if that makes any sense. It's designed to only work in written format. Like, it just can't work any other way. It's designed for you to be inside of the narrative in the written format. It's just, I mean, it is amazing book series. Like, I spent 6 years of my life reading it. It's just absolutely crazy. Actually, no, 2016 to 2023. So I spent 7 years of my life reading Wheel of Time. I can only imagine people reading from the very beginning, who were reading it as they were published, and then who had to mourn you know, Robert Jordan's death, and then the uncertainty that happened, and then, like, Robert Jordan's wife, I forgot her name, but going to Brandon Sanderson to finish it because she read Mistborn and she thought that he was the one to do it, and he did a pretty damn good job. I think Brandon Sanderson is probably the most intellectually honest author out there. Like, I feel like he treated it with the respect it deserved. He didn't try to insert a lot of his, I mean, he did have liberty, and he's talked about this at length. I really do think that there's some things that I think are questionable, and I don't want to get into it because I really don't like giving spoilers. But there's a certain thing that people, I guess, were debating about a certain character at the end, and if you know, you know, about the, you know, the world of dreams, and he had to explain something in an interview that was canon. And I'm like, if you have to explain it in an interview and it's not like you know, not like directly obvious, but if it's not like discernible from reading it, I feel like maybe it wasn't delivered quite the way it should have been. Like, it could have been delivered differently. I don't know. He had a massive undertaking to do. He had to finish another person's book series with a finished manuscript, but it was a draft. Like, it was just, it's like he had like all these notes available. He had Team Jordan's notes, and like there's all sorts of shit he had to do that, and it's like absolutely insane that he managed to pull that off. Like, and I think, and at first it was a little different reading it. It felt a little bit more like Sanderson's work at first, and then as you read it, it feels like Robert Jordan's work again. Like, it's kind of interesting. Like, those last three novels, like it really does start to feel like there's no skip. Like it's really good. Maybe that's just because I kind of adapted to it, and then you kind of like just put it into the context of Robert Jordan's work. But I don't know. I think it was an amazing work. Song of Ice and Fire is absolutely amazing, and whenever Winds of Winter is announced to actually be published, I'm probably going to reread the whole series, because I just, it's been too long. Like, and I watched all of Game of Thrones. Those last two seasons were just kind of like a disappointment a little bit. It was still good. I just think that, like, it just felt like it was a draft. It felt like there were decisions made that maybe shouldn't have been made. I don't know. In the end of the day, obviously they have deadlines and they have like a schedule they have to maintain, and they have like, you know, obviously a lot of money is involved. So they can't just wait, you know, they can't just spend, you know, it's an unfortunate decision of corporate greed, like you said. Unfortunately, it's the reality we live in. And also sometimes corporate greed and limitations and like insane deadlines can also have the opposite effect of of inspiring people to do something that actually ends up being like amazing, because somebody was like pressured to the point of reaching a deadline that it actually like on accident created something that if they had taken their time, maybe they would have overworked it. So I mean, like, it's a double-edged sword. Like sometimes, maybe a lot of the times, corporate, like, you know, corporate greed and all that kind of stuff, and like whatever the producers say, like, oh, this isn't marketable. You know, we need to do this because we need to appeal to a younger audience, or like any of that shit. That sucks, and I can imagine that if you have that kind of pressure, you really can't. Hey, poopy head, if you have that kind of pressure, like, I can imagine how that could be frustrating, because you want to take your artwork into a creative direction that is just marketers don't really want, because they're like, oh, well, the market doesn't really allow this kind of work at this time, and we have a deadline, we can't wait until the market will allow this. It's kind of ridiculous, because at certain points, if you write a novel, and if somebody writes a very similar novel to you and queries it to a publisher at the same time, and if they picked one already and they're going to publish the same exact type of novel, they're very unlikely to pick your novel just because you picked the wrong time to query. Because they don't want two books that are very similar, even if they're both very good. They do not want to publish them at the same time because people are going to because they don't want to have two competing, like, it's just going to be not as interesting because people already got their fix. Like if you publish a vampire novel, for example, or a vampire movie, or a vampire Netflix series or whatever, it's very unlikely for another vampire series to do well, because people are kind of have vampire what's the word, what's the term when you're like tired of something? Fatigue. They have vampire fatigue, and there's kind of a cool down. Like, it's going to take a couple of years before people are going to be into a vampire show again. Like after Vampire Diaries, very unlikely for another vampire show to do well. People have tried stuff like that in the past. They're like, oh, look, a vampire show did well, let's make a vampire show. And then obviously everything's always going to have a cult following. But, it's like, it's unlikely to be profitable if people are like, oh, I already just watched a vampire show, I don't want to watch this one. Let's watch something completely different. Let's watch this series about a golfer or something like that, Or if you like, yeah, if you hey, Glizzy Overdrive. Like, if you write a series that's about like a golfer, like about golf, and it's like the world of like what a golf club would be about, and it's like very competitive and compelling in some way, and if somebody else makes a similar show about a golf club, or maybe it's about a badminton club, it's just similar, and it's like, if you publish these things at the same exact time, it's like people are going to be like, oh, I've already watched the show, like what else is on? Like there's just like a psychology of like the viewer, and it's like the same goes with novels. It doesn't mean that you should give up on your novel. It's just sometimes you need to shelve it until enough time passes, and then you can query it again. Like, maybe work on a new novel while you have that one in the shelf, until like maybe next year or 2 years later or something like that. Then you query it again, and you're like, okay, like, let's try to sell this novel now. Like, enough time has gone on that the fatigue had a cool down, like, it kind of refreshes, and people are like, I haven't watched a vampire show in a couple of years. Like, I heard there's a new vampire show coming out. Like, because then people are like gonna want more. Because they're like, oh, I've rewatched this vampire series. Like, I've already watched it, and it's like, oh, I don't really want to watch one. And then, like, a couple of years go by, and you're like, you know what? Like, when's the last time we heard about a vampire show? Like, yeah, let's watch a vampire show. Like, oh, look at this new one that's coming out next fall. Or, like, bam. Like, you that's how you get people back, It's like, so yeah, so I don't think following the market is something that writers should do. Like, you should not chase trends. Write the fucking novel you want to write. But as far as publishing the novel goes, you might have to shelve it for a while to actually match the market. So finish the novel, but but be more strategic when trying to query to get published. Yeah, we're gonna play WoW. I'm just kind of having a preamble. It's my birthday today. So I this morning, for the first time, I went with my friends and we played some pickleball. We played some pickleball, and that was kind of fun. I actually got out and did something social and with some activity. And so thank you, Poopy Head. But yeah, I really think that, like, as a writer, you should not let the market decide your writing. You should let the market decide your publishing strategy. Because I feel like it takes so much effort to write a novel that you should not even be thinking about that while you're doing it. You should be focusing on, like, what makes a compelling story, what makes compelling characters, and just focus on that, and then put it in the shelf until and then query it when it's the right time. And just keep querying it, but also keep working on your next novel. But focus on your single story until it's complete enough that you can say, this is complete, this is ready to publish. And then the publishing is a completely separate thing. And I shouldn't be thinking about publishing at all while I'm writing it. That's something that's, like, once it's complete, once the manuscript is ready, then I don't have to think about the creative process anymore. Then I have to move it on to the next step. And then I might have, like, a grace period, and then I could start something else in the creative process, and then in between that, focus on querying the finished novel manuscript as a separate activity that's completely separate from the creative process, that involves creativity, because it involves, like, writing a query letter, and, like, finding the right editor, or agent to be able to find who's going to match. It's a lot of research, because obviously you could just query to anybody, but I would feel like it's way better to have quality over quantity in picking and choosing. I mean, some people, take like hundreds of queries before you get it published, but I feel like you should start with quality before you go quantity. Start with finding an agent who has worked with authors that are similar to you, that have published work that is similar to yours, and then figure out, like, what, like, qualities are they looking for in a manuscript. Maybe even reach out to other authors who have queried to that agent, and, like, there's, like, a whole process that I plan on going through, but I have to finish my novel first, okay? And right now I'm not even in a mindset to be writing. I've written a few scenes from my novel the past year, but, like, not really any significant amount. Like, I finished the draft, first draft a couple of years ago, but it's so defective that I'm basically working the whole thing from the ground up. And I came up with the characters, but the characters are so different now that it's almost like I didn't even write a first draft. It's like, but I needed to write it. But right now I'm in a period of consumption. Like, I need to go through Tolkien. I just feel like I have to. And it's really giving me a lot of insight into the process. Like, it's making me want to write more. It's making me, like, feel more confident about my own creative process, because a lot of it is similar to what he's done. And it doesn't mean that I have to do it the same way he did. Doesn't mean I have to create a whole mythology. I have to create a compelling story, which is very different than creating than world building. World building can be important and it can be fun, but I've done a significant amount of world building, and I feel like I have enough to actually have a story floating on top of it. In the end of the day, the story is what matters. The characters are what matters. The narrative is what matters. And if the narrative is determined by the world that it's in, of course, but you shouldn't need every single detail in order to write the novel. Like, I just need tip of the iceberg stuff, because the setting is important, but the story, the setting is not the story. The setting is just where the story takes place. And it has a certain amount of rules. There's political rules, there's social rules, there's like magical rules for like science works differently in this world. It's like I understand these things and I've developed those things, but actually being able to write a story isn't about, these are all the cool things I came up with, let me list every single thing about this world because it's very interesting. Like it's like, here's a character, this is why it's compelling, let me show you why this is compelling. And like you basically just take a huge step back and take away my creative process as far away from the story as possible to let the story tell itself, rather than let me show people this cool world I've built. Oh, let me show you all my world building, let me show you all the work. It's like, no, the work I did was so that I wouldn't show you. If that makes any sense, I think. But yeah. Okay, let's try to get some more. Let's try to get to like, if we can get to level 68 today, that'd be crazy. But yeah, we're just gonna be grinding some levels and quests, dungeons and quests. What am I doing? Okay. Gotta get my bearings. Got some gold.
Best deals in all of Stormwind, my friend. Won't find any better. Now, what can I help you with? Have a good one. Best deals in all of Stormwind, my friend. Won't find any better. Now, what can I help you with? See you later. Best deals in all of Stormwind, my friend. Won't find any better. Now, what can I help you with?
Oh, oops. I don't play on private servers. The official servers are good enough. And it's also against the rules to play on private servers as a streamer. So like just play on the official servers. Like there's no reason to play on private servers. Pretty damn good game, you know. Played the official one. I got some Pokemon.
corrupted. Stay away from me.
Ooh. Oh. Death Knight got the loot. Rise from your grave. Yeah, that would have given me some sockets too. Gem sockets. I guess I get that one as a consolation. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. Yeah, gear score 1008. I got 875. Never give up. Never surrender.
Diligent is an arrogant fool. Slash him and refrain of life.
Hmm.
Ignorant wolves! He'll kill us all! What is this? What have you done?
You ruin everything.
Closer. Come closer. And burn!
No. Yeah, nice little clean dungeon run. Let's just do some quests, and then when I feel like it, I'll do another dungeon. Oh geez, these are way too high level. I don't think I can do this quest yet. I got one. Ah! Ah! Oh no! What have I done? Why did I go this way? Why? Technically, where does that put my body? Can I even revive? Not sure why I ran away that way. I should have just died there. Okay, cool, I can. Okay, we can't do this quest yet. Maybe like level 68 or something. Okay, let's do these two. Yeah, it says level 62. It's a mission. It might involve having a whole party though. Oh, is this one that drops? Like it's a quest? Is that like a quest that gets from you get from a drop? I'm guessing. Yeah. Outland sucks. Is the name of the quest. I need a Burning Legion gate key. Orb Scryer Criv in the War Room at Honor Holds.
Yo! Keep it real!
good.
Ah. Ah! That scared me. Not really. People are talking about mounts again and how there's more than 100. Even though it's like there's certain mounts that don't account for the achievement or don't count for the achievement.
Time is money, friend. Have a good one. Be good. Keep it real. Have a good one.
Okay, we're gonna save Manny. Manny the Manhandler. Oh, this song sounds so good.
Just ahead of us, not a hint of light inside. She's standing right in front of me, a raid swinging side to side. The thing I fear the most is that the devil will set my faithful soul ablaze. These corridors stretch forever into never-ending darkness. I listen very carefully, but the silence is deafening. A whisper could be heard for miles, and a spark would light the room like fireworks. Oh, I feel the apprehension of my comrades by my side. Better hold on real tight, cause it'll be a wild ride. Oh, you know I've been gone for a while, for that cold rock we'll find. On for me, get yourself a good rest. I'll be by, you'll see. I won't be back till my journey's through, but I can't wait to come and see from the atrium to the ballroom to the lady in the clock tower. We get more lost if we find our way with each unfolding hour. There's a limit to the mystery contained within this history unfolding. Oh, we freeze upon the sound of footsteps sneaking menacingly. A skeleton emerges, his skull bleeding devilishly. I reach to grab my knife as I prepare for this battle's fatality.
What up? Be good. Keep it real.
Looks at me with those deep blue eyes, but I gotta resist temptation and keep my eyes on the prize. Oh, you know I've been gone for a while.
Have a good one.
Now we're on the pooping. Now we're on the pooper scooper one. We gotta pick up the poop. Nice. We waded through enough poop. We found the keys.
Time is money, friend. Keep it real. Be good. Have a good one.
Deep down in the mine? Oh, I guess it's not up here. It looks like the mine entrance is over here. It's a dominatrix over here, jeez. Oh, thanks for the follow, Shin Gaming. Sorry I missed you. Just kind of paying attention to the quest. How are you doing today? Today's my birthday.
Hey, how you doing? Keep it real.
Fei-Fei's treat. Hellfire fornications.
Can I help you? Be careful. For Goliath.
I need Draenei anal beads.
You got my attention. Be good. Watch your back.
This mine's a rockin'. The quest names, though. Hey, it's a trans man. Ooh, I got a bunch of gold. One more rep till honored. That's what you get for being a reptilian. Hey, welcome back, Azukai. I forgot who you are in game again, but welcome back. Today's my birthday. My birthday. Today's my birthday. Oh, okay, if I can actually remember how to get to this place again. Shite. Went the wrong way. Might help if I look at the map closer. No? Ooh, thanks. Okay, so I do go up. Is this person also gonna get lost? Okay, it's a lot easier than I keep making it.
Each day is a blessing. Safe journey. Be kind to those less fortunate. Remember the lessons of the past. Be well. May your days be long and your hardships few.
Yeah, I gotta. Yes, like they've been desecrated. Or whatever. Ooh, that's a big shoulder upgrade. Yeah, I'm gonna get the shoulders when I finish.
What can I do for you? Be careful.
Oh, some trinket. Probably get the critical strike. Right now I have the mark of resolution. Gives hit rating by 18, but also I have the use absorb 500 physical damage. But certain situations I might want to switch out for critical strike.
For the Alliance.
How are you? Keep your feet on the ground.
Okay. I just get this to vendor.
Be good.
Oh, it's you. I can't duel you. You're level 70. Are you naked? I guess I can beat you. Nice. Are you naked? Is that why? I almost died. Oh, you're not naked. You're so squishy because you're a shaman. And I'm a warrior. What is going on? Oh, there's a freaking oh, it's our duel canceled because there's a freaking horde. Oh no, yeah, I can't beat that. High level 80. Yeah, I'm not sure where he went. Why is there a big dick on the map? Alright, Oprah Winfrey. Infernals! Okay, we're gonna do Overlord. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Yikes, so I guess at level 70 I can get fast flying for 4,500 gold. Better start saving. But you get a 500 gold discount for being honored, so I guess like 4,000 gold? Or maybe it's 5,000 gold normally. Transban X. Oh. I guess he logged out. Or maybe he's switching to his level 80. It's oatmeal time! I think I might be able to take some of the peons, like one at a time. Only one at a time, though. Uh-oh. Maybe two. Disarm. I sometimes, like, a lot of the time I'll forget to disarm. Like, I think it's only for humanoids. But, like, that's a big deal. No, get out of here. No, don't. Okay. Okay, so I can take two of those if I have my shield wall. Oh, oops. Oh, did I accidentally sell all my smoke to... Oh, no. Did I accidentally sell it? Yeah, I thought I had it locked. Oh, I need to get higher level food next time at the auction house. Okay, and disarm's super useful. Oh, this one also increases stamina.
Welcome to the Enrichment Center. First up, conversion gel. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
Oh no.
Let's all stay positive.
Why are they so big?
Some science. Out human testing. There's still a few things left to wrap up, though. The bean counters told me we literally could not afford to buy $7 worth of moon rocks, much less 70 million. Bought them anyway. Ground them up, mixed them into a gel. Guess what? Ground up moon rocks are pure poison. I am deathly ill. Gives you lemons. Don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad! I don't want your damn lemons. What am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day and thought it could give Cave Johnson lemons. Do you know who I am?
What can I do for you? Keep your feet on the ground.
Is it gonna let me get off? Is it gonna go back? How many rounds does it go before it goes back?
How are ya? Watch your back. Safe travels.
Okay, now I have the bombs. Oh, I must have sold it.
Well met. See you soon.
How big of a nuke is it? It says bombs. Oh, it's a time limit. It's not like a one-time use. Oops. It has a big radius. Oh, I have to go back again?
How are you? Safe travels. Okay, now I just need the overseers. Nice. But it has to go through the whole circuit. To cleanse the Skeletors. Marauding Cumburster?
What's on your mind? See you soon. Off with you. Safe travels. Off with you.
Okay, now I gotta honor hold.
Great to meet you. Keep
Oh,
your
no?
feet on the ground. See you soon. Safe travels.
Now I gotta go to honor point. Go to the front. Brock, like Pokemon? Pokemon? Oh. Jesus Christ, this guy's hands and shit. Freaking like Borg robot hands.
Help. Be careful. Go with honor, friend. Well known for the Alliance.
What if I go in that? Bzz. Oh. Doesn't do anything.
Light be with you. Light bless you.
Yay.
Go with honor, friend.
Runes of Spite. Ah! Squid Monk? Squidward? Hello? Squidward? Squid Monk? There's always Squidward, but never Squid letter. There's always Squid Ward, but never Squid Master. Squid Sire. I don't know what the terms people use are. I need the gate key. Trans Rights King? Maybe. I don't know, Kiki. Maybe. On Twitter? Probably not. Honestly, the name rings a bell, but I'm just not really sure. Anyway, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing good today. Today's my birthday. Cause it's my birthday, my birthday. Warbringer Akshamar. Is he? I'm betting he drops it. Or she drops it. Or no, he drops it. You're a transphobe? Okay. Well, then you're banned. I don't know what you thought would happen. Add you in the block list on Restream chat. And that, I don't even know if that's you or not. You could just be saying that you're bad-mouthing that person behind their back. Ah! It's a blood elf. Nice. Okay, come on, no! Die already! Oh god! Fuck! Well, thank you, Niku. Yeah, Blood Elf has, like, I guess a lot of health regen. I mean, it must have been. I don't know what Blood Elf, what wasn't Death Knight. I don't know what class that was. Somebody who had a lot of health regen. May have been a druid. I'm not sure. Or paladin. Yeah, he was a paladin because the name was purple, or name was pink. Pink for paladin. That damn ass horde. Trying to finish my quest. A damn paladin? Now do I have to do this again? Or no? Okay. Oh, but then I also have mobs to kill here. The sappers. Are they in that cave? Oh, there's a priest, blood elf. Priests are squishy though. The paladin is not so squishy. Oh, there's the paladin again. God damn it. You asshole. Oh no, and the priest is there. Well, I may as well just not go back there. Now I can turn in the quest. I'll wait till they're gone.
Need help? For the Alliance. Be careful.
Why did it say Squid Monk has earned the achievement? Jesus. I was the person that gave that paladin his final killing blow on the achievement. Jesus. Yikes. Where am I? Oh, I went too far. Yeah, I need, yeah, the next 3 are gonna be an improved heroic strike. I might not want that till later. I mean, this Iron Will is gonna be, way more important first. And then Impale. Then Deep Wounds. Yeah, because I want to get to Deep Wounds as soon as possible. And then the Cruelty. The Armor to the Teeth and Cruelty are like last. So after I get these, then get 3 and Overpowered. Might not want to even do 3 and Overpowered till end. After I get Deep Wounds, I might want to do Cruelty next. Because that gives me more chance of criticals. We got a Lab Wolf. Lab Wolf. Lab Wolf. That's the wrong way. Lab Wolf. Son of Rohan, son of Lohan, Lindsay Lohan.
Be kind to those less
Heart of Darkness.
King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend.
I get that critical strike one.
Bless you.
Spell power. I mean, spell power count towards like warrior spells? I don't think so. Might be more useful. I don't know. It's like situational for the diamond flask. Because the crit strike is always active. Okay, I'm gonna have to call it for now. We've been on for 3 hours. Yeah, it's been a good birthday so far. Just kind of relaxed, not really too exciting. Like I said, you know, went out and played some pickleball. I have a blue one and a green one, and it uses wiffle balls, and it's kind of like ping pong but with wiffle balls, and it's like partially on a tennis court. It's partially on a tennis court. Okay, it's partially on a tennis court. Hand-eye coordination, and it's good exercise, but it's not too overwhelming, not as intense as tennis. I love tennis though, and this actually wanted me to get back into tennis. Like, so now it's like I not only have pickleball to play, makes me want to play more tennis, and I love tennis, you know. These next 2 months, I'm going to try to be more active and play pickleball with people. Maybe even play some pickup groups with strangers. That might be nice for me. It's difficult for me. But obviously, I'm not going to be able to do stuff for like a couple months after surgery. So, you know, I got to get it done now while I still can. Okay. Bye bye. Hope you have a good day, and make sure to wish me a happy birthday in the comments below if you're watching the VOD. To all those people who have secretly found this shout out, make sure to say happy birthday in the comments below. And all that stuff, but obviously I don't know if anybody watches these VODs. Not like it matters, it's a live stream. And I kind of just like keeping things documented. It's kind of why I do all this. Sometimes people watch and comment, so bye bye.